Andrew Terry Pasieka again, SMJ Magazine and SMJ Live. We're talking with Rachel Parent, and we want to know a little bit more about Rachel, the young lady that's not the GMO activist. How old are you, Rachel?
I'm 16.
Okay. How old were you when you first became interested in activism?
The original, I was about 4 or so.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and it was because they were cutting down parts of the moraine. So I decided to go out to the march with my parents. But I really started getting interested in activism when I was around 11.
So it came naturally. Okay. What do your friends feel? What's their opinion of what you're doing?
My friends support me in any way possible, and I'm so gracious and grateful for their support. I probably wouldn't be doing what I am doing without them. And they try and help me in any way possible. Of course, it's hard because of mixture of school and trying to keep up with it, though.
Now, school, you're in high school, is that right?
Yep.
Now, how do you combine a high school workload with all this? Like, that's maybe with the friends help a little bit, or?
Yeah, it's it's interesting. I think I just take it one day at a time and do what I can. That's the most important thing.
Okay. Your bio says that you're drawn to GMO labels, not designer labels. But I'm sure there are some things that any young lady of 15 or 16 is interested in. Maybe tell us a little bit about your other interests and hobbies.
Well, I'm a passionate animal lover.
Okay.
I have many other passions aside from GMOs. That's definitely my top. But once GMOs have labeling, I'm going to be moving on to the next topic. So I have a whole list of issues that I'll be touching on throughout my lifetime.
That's great. One at a time, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
And I think you've got an organization to handle it. You started a non-for-profit organization called Kids to Know.
Kids Right to Know.
Kids Right to Know. Tell us more about that.
Well, I founded it at the age of 12, and it's based on the belief that we all simply have the right to know what's in our food,
Right.
And that we should simply be able to choose. Again, it's a youth-based organization, and what we're also trying to do is empower youth from around the world to take action on the issues that they're passionate about.
Of course, empowering eventually does have to mean money. So how do you fund Kids Right to Know?
Well, it's difficult because we fund it based off of the generosity of Canadian citizens. That's pretty much all that we've been doing so far. We also have t-shirts made, and when people donate a certain amount of money, we'll give them a t-shirt or a book. So that's how we've been funding the organization so far.
And there's probably a link that we can go to it, which we'll put on the magazine at the bottom of the article. What is the link?
If you go to my website, which is www.kidsrighttoknow.com,
okay.
You'll be able to find the donate button.
Okay, great. Now, what other causes or events have you been involved in? I know you see you've got a bucket list, but what have you been involved in besides GMOs? Because I know you've spoken at many different places, you've attended rallies and other things, so maybe give us a sort of snapshot of what other things you've done. If that's the right word, snapshot? That's probably a wide-angle lens.
It's a lot, actually. I was looking at things that I've done since the beginning, and the list was pages, and I didn't remember any of these events.
Oh my goodness.
It's bad. But for the past few years, I've been honored to do TEDx, travel around the world. I did the debate with Kevin O'Leary.
Right.
Volunteered in Kenya to help build a school. I don't even remember.
Now, you've got some honors though with all this activism. Maybe you could tell us some of the honors.
Pardon? Sorry.
Some of the honors, like maybe, like maybe you got a chance to speak at somewhere that no young person speaks to, or you've been, just tell us something about that.
I think one of the biggest places that I was honored to speak at was TEDx Toronto. That was really an incredible experience, and they were saying that I was one of the youngest people that have spoke there, because usually youth speak at TEDx Teen, but this was generally TEDx, so it was an incredible experience, and I really loved being up on that stage.
Now, I noticed from your blog, or you've been saying, month is here, month is... Where have you traveled?
Well, I've been to India, Argentina, Brazil, the U.S. I'm actually going to California relatively soon, so I'll be going back there again. Been to Australia, and I don't know. I don't even remember anymore. It's been insane. Last year I was on 5 continents, and that's
And there's
just
only
one
7,
year.
I think,
Yeah.
isn't there?
And so yeah, Kenya as well. All incredible
incredible.
experiences.
Yes. Now, looking at you so young, it seems almost insane to say mentor and mentorship, but when you're talking about your peer group, really that's what you are. As a young person, how do you think you can be a guide, or what can you say to youth in terms of needing to empower themselves and making them feel that they do have a voice to take on whatever activity, whatever cause they want to? Problems may place in the planet. Like maybe there may be problems you may eventually want to deal with, but maybe there's problems you don't have time to, but that may be somebody else's cause. What do you say to get them motivated, to get them going?
In reality, I think every single person has to find their passion and take action. That is essential. I mean, think about it. There are so many issues in our world right now, from global warming, deforestation, animal cruelty. I mean, the list goes on and on. And so I think at this point, we need every single person to get out there, take action on the issues that they're passionate about. And it doesn't mean that you have to start an organization or put in that much effort, but you can join another organization or volunteer for another organization or get involved in your community. I mean, I think that's so essential to our youth right now. And every single person has the power to make incredible change in this world. It's just that we have to believe that we have the power, and then we can change absolutely anything.
Sounds like belief and activism, which is what you're doing. Now, where do you think you want to take all this? Because you probably have a career ambition. What would you like to become?
Well, I was thinking broadcast journalism or environmental lawyer.
What about politics? Have you ever thought about politics?
I do think about politics. I love politics.
Because of the involvement, where do you
Yeah.
think where do you think that might go?
I don't know. I mean, eventually I might like to get involved with Canadian politics and become a minister. We'll see where that goes.
What about a PM?
A PM? Yeah, maybe.
There you go.
Yeah. Never know.
Well, Rachel, I think the fact is that you show your face to a world that wants to hide their face all too often. And sometimes we need touchstones like yourself to realize that it only starts one person at a time. You don't have to change the world, just change your little portion of the world that you have some control or impact on. And I gave you a label in our previous interview. Maybe I'm talking to a future prime minister, a future managing editor of a big city newspaper, or a very large magazine. Whatever it is, I know you're always going to stay empowered and active. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
This is Andrew Terry Pasieka from SMJ Magazine and SMJ Live, signing off for now.